Okay, doing another blind reaction on Kurt Cobain here. Another interview. I briefly kind of looked through this one, but didn't really pick at anything. So here we go.
He bought a zapper.
What is that?
It's one of those things that electrocute you.
So what is that?
It's a taser. It electrocutes people. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, let's try. Let's try.
We talked about in previous interviews how he's very playful. That's all he wants to do. That's what he wants to be. I just want to be playful. And I think a lot of times in our society, we want people to grow up so fast that we strip them of the playful nature just because maybe we've gone through some sort of trauma. We had to grow up fast. We look at other people who want to be playful, and the mark of them being playful is them being immature. And I think he's trying to hold on to that because that's what's important to him. That's an element of his personality that makes him feel alive. And when you stifle that and restrict that, sometimes people don't know where to go or what to do. And so he's kind of in his element. He's lighter here than other interviews. Again, he seems a little bit more happier.
Where did you get it? Here?
Same place I bought the Dreamer. I can't remember the name of the place. The Brain Machine.
What is it, like an import shop or something? Is this
not necessarily? No, I think most.
And
of the
this
stuff
is the
they sell
Dreamer.
is here. Yeah, this is the Dreamer.
Did you try it?
I've tried it. Yes.
What did you dream about?
Oh, I dreamed about German shepherds and having sex with my stepfather and eating flowers and smoking potpourri. How do you pronounce that? Potpourri?
Potpourri?
Yeah.
Right.
I like to smoke.
Like, can you choose what kind of dreams you can have with this machine?
No. No, it's not necessarily dreams. It is there are like 1, 2, 3, 6 different functions.
He's interesting because he switches between intelligent conversation and playing around so fluidly, so effortlessly. He briefly mentions his stepfather because we talked about in previous videos how I think at the age of 8, somewhere around there, something like that, if I have my facts correct, his parents divorced when he was 8, somewhere around there, and later on, I guess what I'm hearing is that his mother remarried, and so we wonder what was the relationship with your stepfather. And so he's saying that he dreamed of sort of a relationship in a certain way with his stepfather, but just does so in passing. Interesting thing about Kurt is that he never really dives into anything that could be a trauma without being prodded. He just mentions it in passing and just goes on with it. Like in previous interviews, he talked about how this book that he read that was his favorite, that reminds him of him, and he sort of just kind of glosses over it. He says, hey, yeah, I think that I kind of want people to leave me alone, just like the book was saying. So it's very interesting. He mentions it. He says it. I mean, this stuff is right in his subconscious. This stuff is, and as I was saying, when we think about the motivations, I like to study a lot of times motivations of individuals' behavior. He's telling you right now, like these are the things that are motivating me and keeping me going on a daily basis.
Right.
They're programs, and they basically just help with stress, insomnia, relaxation, creativity, concentration, and meditation.
That's funny. Like the stress key, does it take it to a stress situation, a condition? Is that it?
It would relieve you of stress.
Right.
And these are the glasses, and they're I don't know all the technical terminology for exactly how to explain it, but they flash red lights on and off in different patterns, and they coincide with your alpha and whatever other alpha and beta waves in your brain. And then there's a sound that goes along with that also. It's really amazing.
Do you have to keep your eyes open to it?
No, you close your eyes. It's just like staring into the sun.
When he's talking serious, he doesn't like stupid questions. And what I mean by that is some people can jump in between serious conversation and joking, like he does. But if you joke, they'll be like, yeah, it's kind of like this or that, or they'll joke along with you. But he really doesn't like, when he looks up, his eyes are the kind of eyes that kind of try to prevent you from going into a certain area that you might be trying to go into. So he's like looking at you and he's staring you down. It's almost like a wolf, guarding its territory, just kind of looking up at you, and, it makes you hesitate. And I think that's kind of his deal here. He's talking about something serious. He's allowed to lead the conversation. You cannot. I lead the conversation. Take what I'm saying and take my presentation seriously.
Done and going.
You can feel the flashes.
Yeah, you can see the flashes, and after a while, you don't see red anymore. You see all these different patterns of different colors and stuff. It's really neat, and it relaxes you.
Because this is something that he wants to get out. This is something that he wants to get out that really fuels him. That fuel for knowledge he talked about in a previous interview. How knowledge kind of that knowledge plagues him. It makes him anxious, and it drives him crazy. But he can't stop. I can't stop getting knowledge. That's who I am.
Excuse me. But I can't demonstrate it because I have the wrong voltage. But I look like I'm in a techno band, like the Shaman or something, don't I?
Looks like some of those virtual reality machines. Did you ever
that's
try
basically what this is. I haven't tried one though. I'm really interested in that stuff. But I can't find any places where I would be able to try one out yet.
Do you think that something like that would help you when you're in the studio, like trying to create or to do something? And that's not the purpose you're using it.
I hope so. I've only just tested it for 1 hour today, and I was pleased with the results. It really made me feel good. It really made me feel relaxed.
What I can tell you is that more lively than one of his last interviews. He's engaging, he's talking, he's happy. And he's ready to be present, more present than in other interviews. I'm going to do, I think in the next video or so, I'm going to do like somebody put together a clip of, his life from age 1 to 27. Just a collection or a collage of pictures kind of throughout that time period. And I think it's interesting because you start to really try to look at where exactly did you begin to see the change of Kurt Cobain that sort of led into, when we talk about Eric Erickson's stages of development, that led into, we know for a fact that the divorce had an impact. And a lot of times when we think about the stages of development framework, the caretaker, the caregiver of the individual has a lot to do with the I just had the word on the tip of my tongue, the development of the child and how they perceive things in the world moving forward. They take that from their caregiver and carry it forward. So I wonder how the mom after the divorce, or the dad after the divorce, or sisters, brothers, what have you, stepdad that came in, where was the stepdad from? Did mom already know the stepdad? Did mom meet stepdad at church? And did stepdad treat me like dad treated me? Did stepdad treat me better or worse? All of these things factor into Kurt. Kurt seems like an individual that will take on a situation and not say anything about it. Kurt seems like an individual that will take on a situation, not say anything about it. Even if his mom asks, said, "Are you okay? How's everything?" "I'm fine, mom. I'm okay, mom." Very, very stoic face, and not really engaging to give out his true feelings. He holds his true feelings in, possibly because he feels like nobody understands him. So, very interesting case. little bit normal from what I'd say, especially coming from a child into sort of these early years. And I'm of the belief that there are certain times in people's lives to where they sort of get trapped. Even though you're 21, you get trapped at an earlier stage, back when things were good or things were better, sort of just reverting to that earlier stage when things were better. I think he reverts to, or he it's like regression in psychology. You call it regression, and that's sort of like reverting back to an earlier stage where you felt safe or happy, when things weren't as tough. I think he does that. Well, a lot of people do that. I think we all do that. And it kind of sounds like, hey man, if you ever notice that somebody's always talking about good times when they were 16, when they used to go out and party, that's kind of what that is. So very interesting stuff for sure. But that's the video. Like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, engage. And that's the video. Until next time, take it easy.